last video, if you want to watch it, if you've got any time up until like an hour it goes for. What's come next is further awareness to share about the only way we get to something we want is the realization from loving oneself. And so you got to get beyond the loving of self on the surface, because the layers of us aren't just on the surface of appearance. We take our whole selves with us everywhere we go, but do we love it into action? Or is it, are we limiting ourselves? Are we limited of loving ourselves? Because the only way more doors open as to your journey is if you're present. And that's what we learn as, from children, we're taught the essentials of taking care of yourself. And then, as you get a little older, with whatever awareness you have as a parent of yourself, but, when you pass on, the fact is, everyone is growing into more of themselves. It's not just an exterior version. So as we unfold, are we loving and enabling ourselves to share that love that we are in action? So, it takes the gentle, the soft, and the action of loving oneself without judgment, and then holding oneself back. And sometimes deciding it is just an exterior world, when it's really, in my last video, in give it to God, the light, because that's what we're made of, that's what we are. It's all an emanation in creation of light in motion, just in a denser awareness reality for the enjoyment of it, but it is not just staying the same forever. It's an evolution of embodiment closer and closer to heaven. You don't go backwards, you evolve in learning, you expand. So love in oneself into continual, I'm a dense form of light, into more light and love. So you can't do that if you're not doing it. You can't live a fulfilled life if you're not loving yourself into it. Because fulfilled life is essentially better feelings calling us. I want to do that, I want this, I want that. So you love yourself into, yeah, that's what I'm here to do. Or in the old world and the density and all the thought process decide, for whatever reason, not to love yourself into motion. So loving yourself into motion is always going to be the opportunity and the way. So you have to check in with yourself whether you're doing that. So, you know, you do a quick check-in, or you do a longer check-in if needed, if you're feeling off balance with how am I truly feeling physically. Allow the process of, well, what are my emotions playing out and can I balance them? What is my mind telling my emotions, and, you know, what's this interplay? This is checking in with to bring balance, to, you know, not let yourself stay in anything for too long without loving yourself into balance. So sometimes that can mean like you're being your own parent, like, well, come on, I can see that you're indulging in like this kind of negative self-talk, or I can see that you're putting yourself off balance with this, or being in that environment, you might have to get a bit more conscious about it because it's not serving you or you're not happy serving it. So you have to have some honest, higher consciousness allowance that life can change. Things don't stay the same. If you try and fight things to stay the same, you'll get all sorts of to and fro. Chaos. So finding the calm in the chaos is available. Like, there's calm. You don't have to choose to stay chaotic. And like a lot of us are saying, the outside world appears it, but it doesn't mean we are it. It's all choice that creates. So, we choose different. We choose better for ourselves. We choose love. We share love and let it pour out if we want. We share good compliments. We share good energy. We put it out there. That's our motion. That's 5D, not limited. Give and receive is just accepted. Now, some people may struggle with that, and still you'll recognize some sort of wanting to pull you back into or lingering into, and it's like people have to figure out for themselves. If they can't see that I'm operating in a different way in life and I don't have time to spend on stuff, literal stuff, that's of like a stop, stay still, dense vibration. Hey, could you concentrate on this stuff kind of thing, where you're just feeling, well, no, I'm freer than that, and so you evolve as yourself. So if anyone's ever confused, it's because of that. We can choose to stay in limited thought, or we can evolve. And we know evolve is not just one word. It is live your life. And if you choose to say all different things about that, that it has to be conditional, that it has to look like the past, that it shouldn't change, that people should stay the same, that why isn't this happening for me? You got to break down your crap. Because life will, and you've come here for, evolution. Unfolding. A path that opens up, calling you to take care of you, like supports you. It's set in motion. You follow your good feelings. It is of a love light nature. It is only us that might choose to linger. But like I was reminded again this morning, watching a teacher, it's a choice. You should hear like the clarity in people who remind us that it's a choice. Because that's what seeing differently, dimensionally, and living dimensionally is. Oh yeah, I could stay in what I've known, but you know, this isn't working, that isn't working, it's taking my energy, it's all that. So 5D is always available. So that's all I wanted to say. Remind us that it is love that we are made of. It's love we connect with, and never be afraid to do that, no matter how it ends up coming out of you, like how it looks to others. That's another part of like the breaking open in our evolution, that we realize the significance of being made of love is because we acknowledge we're made of light, and because the whole universe is built on love, light, law, the universal laws. So there's nothing else. Yeah, we can choose to feel like crap or continue in like some kind of crap dimensional experience, just fighting for more material stuff, or not. It's not just that. Where the world wants to draw your attention just to like the exterior of something, either the exterior of a person or just what they initially present, or anything in our physical environment. It's not to like capture our attention and our like whole identities are swept up in it. It's to enjoy, literal, not suffer for it. It's to enjoy life, and that's just a natural part of earthly environment. Not to actually feel like we have to give over our feelings and who we think we are and feel like crap in any way. So we're just getting to notice where we could have given our power away, and even moving forward, where we could still give our power to. And is it more to please the external, or can you go, that doesn't make me feel good? And like, I was just listening to Kerry, I've posted her on my Facebook page, when she said, now to some, it might feel like an anticlimax, because like you're saying, you're feeling a discontent in the material world, right, the physical world, and yet some of us, because of the consciousness, we think that's where we've got to go and like bang it out. We've got to work out the issues. It's all to do with the physical world, and we spend all our energy and focus there. But when you actually realize that you don't want to keep doing that because the importance of the inner world feels better, the initial like letting go, or even resentment that the physical world has taken too much of our attention, it can feel like anticlimax, right? But obviously that has to get done in a way that you got to let something go in your conscious awareness, because you're telling yourself, that's not where your focus should go. So obviously a whole space will open up. So it's not a literal whole anti-climax, it's a letting something go, because you know it was taking you to a place where you don't need to focus. It doesn't feel good for whatever reason. Okay, because there will always come a time, if you've got too much focus in the external realm, there will be times where you just don't feel good. You don't go to that more, you let it go out of your attention, and then in this space you become more of you. Love yourself forward. And you know, like I said in the last video, which I won't go on about in this one, you know, it's a love light law field, so you're always being called in that. You're not going into nothing unsupportive. When you let go of something that doesn't feel good, and there's opportunity to choose more, new, different, anything where you might break open a little bit, it's for more light in your life. So just remind yourself of challenges moving forward as well. If you feel bits and pieces of like breaking open and it might be like scary or painful, it's to break them open, not to keep them there. I'll hide away from that scary or painful. It's to break them open because something's on the other side of it. So it's not like staying in 3D, like suffering mentality and working it out there. It's a little pain of becoming. It's the awareness that you're working with moving forward, love, light, the unknown for the adventure of life, for the unfolding. The soul energy unfolding's got a path. It's going to meet soul tribe. It's going to do a variety of things. And it's not going to be the old world. Opposite. I think that's all I wanted to mention in this video. Cool. God bless everyone. Bye for now.